What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is the 2nd of October, my first day in the woods this year. Opening day was the 28th, last Saturday. Today's Wednesday, so it's been a few days since season opened, but it's been pretty warm. We just had a big cold front roll in last night. Truck says it's 51 degrees. It's dropped about 20 degrees in, I'd say, the last 12 hours. So hopefully that means they're up on their feet moving. I'm going into a spot not very far from the truck. I mean, I'll probably, when I get up in the tree, I'll probably be able to see my truck in the parking lot. So the only thing is you just got to go up a big vertical face right off the bat. But once you get up there, it's a long ridge and it should be a pretty easy walk. So I got about 30 minutes until legal shooting light. So I'm about to get out of the truck and start climbing. We don't really have any prospects this year as far as bucks go. Not yet anyway, but this spot we're seeing a bunch of does and got some does on camera. So just hoping maybe I can get a tag filled early in the year and then we can start chasing the big ones maybe. But anyway, I'm about to get my boots on and start hiking, and I'll see you in the tree. Well, just got settled in the tree for the first sit of the year. I'm overlooking the saddle. It's really steep ridges off each side of this. It's just like a really good funnel and a crossing point. So multiple trails that lead to it. I'm not really super excited about where my thermals are going when I get up here, but they could really come from anywhere, so it's not the end of the world. It took me a little longer to get up in the tree than I was expecting because I'm my first sit with a new pack and a new set of sticks. But I only get better with it as the year goes on. I'm gonna get quiet and see if we can't bump into anything this morning. No deer this morning. Got one more spot I'm gonna go to. I've got a cell cam that has been taking some pictures, but it's very, very like hard to tell if there's anything in it. So I'm gonna reposition it and see. I think the deer are just moving like right on the outside of its range. So I'm gonna move it, but just kind of still hunt through the woods while I'm getting to it. But real quick, today was my first day using these hawk heliums. You can't really see them very well just the way I got all my stuff thrown in here, but I really like them. The only issue that I'm having is the rope that comes with them that wraps around the tree. Just seems really, really long and unnecessary, I guess. So my question is, if any of you guys use those and you use any kind of mod on them, let me know what kind of mod you use and what works best. Because like I said, I really like the sticks, but I think I'm gonna have to do some kind of modding on the rope system because it's not very practical. I don't feel like they're just super long, and I don't know, just a pain in my opinion. So anyway, yeah, if you use those sticks and have them modded or anything, just let me know and I would appreciate it. Get out of the road, little feller. Well, just got my cell cam over here moved to a spot I feel a little more confident in. I have never hunted this particular spot on this piece of public. I've had this cell cam in here since the summer. Haven't been getting any pictures on it. So I decided I was gonna come in here and move it. And typically what I do when I'm looking for a spot to put a camera is the first, especially if it's a spot I've never been to, the first thing I do is I look for good trails. And I'll just set them over the trails, that way I can kind of get an inventory of where the deer are going, what they're doing. And then eventually I can start moving it closer to maybe bedding or food or something like that to try to get more deer or more, narrow it down, my information a little more. But in this one, I had a bunch of trails. I wasn't really sure which one to set up on until I noticed That big rub right there on the pine tree. So there's got to be a buck coming to it, at least every now and then. So hopefully I'll start getting some pictures on it. But real quick, I want to talk to you guys about our Natural Roots Outdoors t-shirts and our hats. I'm sure you've seen me wearing the hat in the past few videos, but we just recently did a batch of t-shirts. We had the brown, olive green, and then a tan color. We did a pre-sale on social media. If you didn't see it, I think we sold like 28 shirts. So if you bought one of those, thank you for that. But if you're interested in a shirt, a hat, I think Derek just got some koozies made. Just reach out to us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok even. You can comment on the YouTube videos, and we'll try to reach you. But if you're interested in something like that, just let us know, and we'll put you on a list. When we decide we want to make another batch of them, we'll shoot you a text or an email or something and get you one ordered and get you one made. So the hats come in all kinds of different colors too, but I think we're looking into maybe a different guy to do them. I'm not sure yet on that. So, but the shirts turned out great. They're comfortable. So anyway, that's gonna do it for today. I'm about to head back to the truck. I'll be back out tomorrow. Today is more or less just a scouting day. I'm doing a little bit of still hunting through the woods, going and checking some cameras. A little bit behind on my camera checking for the year, but it's also kind of intentional. We put our cameras, most of our cameras are in spots that they've never been before, just in trying to get some more intel on some spots we've never really checked. So I've let them sit a little bit longer to try to get as much information as possible. But now with it being the beginning of October and starting to get into prime time, closer and closer to prime time, I'm going to be checking them. If I don't like what I see on them, I'll be moving them to more reliable spots. And if I like what I see on them, then I'll have more information. So, but yeah, just kind of slipping through the woods slowly and checking cameras. If I run into a deer, I run into a deer, and maybe they'll let me get a shot. But I'll see you at the first camera. Camera 1, getting moved. Camera number 2, stolen. Freaking ridiculous. Nothing I hate more than a thief. I get it, putting cameras on public land's risky, but it's not something we should have to deal with. We shouldn't have to deal with hunters stealing from other hunters. I don't care if you've got an SD card reader. If you want to open up my camera and look at my pictures, as far as I'm concerned, they're on public land, they're public pictures. But to take somebody's camera is just freaking ridiculous. Something somebody paid for with their hard-earned money. All because either one, you don't want to pay for one, or you're mad because somebody's got a camera in the spot that you like to hunt. It's freaking ridiculous. I've been in this spot for the past 45 minutes within a 50-yard radius, just checking every tree to make sure I didn't have a bad pin, and it's not in here, so. I won't ever understand it, why you want to take somebody's camera, or anything of somebody else's. But, oh well. On to the next one, I guess. Hopefully it's still there. Camera number 3 here. Didn't really have any good pictures on it. I had some does on it. But it's consistently had does on it because Gunner checked it a few weeks ago and changed out the SD card, and there was does on it then, so I got some more on it here. But I feel like it's in a pretty good spot. If you can't tell, I don't know if you can see, but they've been cutting the trees up on these tops of these hills. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing. It's some kind of select cut, but it looks a lot different in here than it did whenever I first put my camera in here, but I like it. There's some good trails that are running around along the edge of these. I've kind of made transitions where the trees have been cut and they've just left them lay. So All I'm gonna do with this one, I'm gonna move it just a little bit to kind of get a better angle, get it set up on this trail a little bit better, and I'm gonna leave it and I'm gonna let it sit. So you get it moved and then it's on to the next one. Camera number 4 here. This is actually the spot that I was hunting yesterday morning. I just forgot to bring my SD card reader, so figured while I was checking them today, I'd check this one too. I've got a lot of pictures, mostly does. One little buck, but most of them have been up on top of this ridge here. And so I think I might be missing a few, possibly. So I'm gonna do a small adjustment with this one. It's also facing east, so it's got some, taking some pictures while the sun's coming up. So I gotta make some minor adjustments to it, but I'm gonna leave it right here pretty much. I think this is gonna be a really good spot later on in the year. But anyway, that's camera number 4. Well, that's gonna do it for today's little adventure. Not really much sign popping up in the woods right now, but then again, we've still got a lot of beans that are out, and that's usually when we start seeing deer in the woods. In this area is when the beans start getting cut. They should be getting cut, I would imagine, this week, most of them. They've been ready, it seems like, for a couple weeks, but we've had those last couple hurricanes that hit the Gulf Coast. We've had some pretty good rain with those, so I think the fields are still pretty wet. But I saw some folks harvesting cotton yesterday, so I think the fields are drying out. It should be, beans should be getting cut pretty soon, and that would lead to some more deer in the woods. We've got the 4 cameras, well, I guess 3 since one of them was stolen. But the 4 cameras that I checked today, and then I've got 2 cell cams out. I've got the one out that I showed you guys yesterday that I moved. And then I've got another one that's in a spot that is very familiar to me. Usually end of October, beginning of November, there seem to be quite a few good mature deer that show up in there chasing does. So I just had my first 2 bucks show up in there last night. I got pictures of them. Nothing crazy. I think one was a little spike and one might have been a little 6-point. 2 young deer, but that's usually how it starts. You get a couple young deer start showing up, and then they just get bigger and more mature as the month goes on. So, but it's getting hot again. I think today's high is like 81, and it's gonna stay that way for about another week, and we'll see what happens. I'm just waiting for that first cold front hit that's actually gonna stick, and it'll be go time. But anyway, that's it for this one. Got a little intel in, and got to get out in the woods. That's all that matters. But thanks for watching. See you on the next one.